students.
Good morning, ma'am.
Before we start, may I have Lasil to come here in front and lead the prayer.
So let's all stand up. Stand up. Amen.
Thank you for the prayer. So before we take your seat, please pick up tiny pieces of plastics and papers around your chairs and arrange your chairs accordingly. So for your attendance, is there anyone from the group 1 is absent?
None, ma'am.
How about the group 2?
None, ma'am.
How about group 3?
None, ma'am.
And for the group 4?
None, ma'am.
Now, let us have the recap of what we have done last meeting. But before that, as I have remembered, I have given you an assignment last meeting, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Please pass it here forward. Now, from our last discussion, what was our last topic? Yes, Beverly? So, what is an essay again? Heaven?
An essay is composed of sentences that focuses or discusses one
Okay, your answer is correct. It seems like you really understood and listened last meeting. Now, what are the 3 parts of an essay? Yes, Lazio?
So the 3 parts of an essay is an introduction, where the topic is given of the body, where the supporting details are found, and the conclusion where the summary of the essay is.
Okay, it seems like you really understood and listened on our last discussion. Now, it seems like we are ready to proceed to a new lesson. Are you ready now to listen and learn new things last?
Yes, ma'am.
With that, let us have I think, that will guide us on our lesson for today. So, in this activity, you are going to read an excerpt from the Self-Reliance essay titled Trust Thyself by Ralph Waldo Emerson, and then later on, we're going to answer these 3 questions. While you are passing those papers, I want you to read that in unison. And then later on, and also, please understand it so that later on you are going to answer this question. So, on my cue, 3, 2, 1, go.
Trust thyself by Ralph Waldo Emerson. Trust yourself. Believe in your own thoughts and what is true for your own heart. This is what makes a person great. There is a time in every person's life when he learns that envy is ignorance, that copying others is like suicide. He must take himself for better, or for worse, as his own portion. Trust your own instinct. The power you have inside you is unique. Only you know what you can do. You will never know what you are capable of until you try. Do not go where the path may lead. Instead, go where there is no path and leave a trail.
Thank you for reading class. Now, do you understand what we just have read class?
Yes, ma'am.
So let us answer this question. For the first, what is the main idea for the lesson that the writer wants to tell us? Yes, that's it.
The main idea or the lesson the writer wants us is stated in the title itself. Trust thyself. So the excerpt tell us that we should trust ourselves
the lesson that the writer wants to tell us is that we should trust in ourselves and believe in our own capability in times that we are in doubt. Next, how is the text made or structured? Is it well organized? Yes, Yanni?
Yes, now for me, it is well organized.
Do you want to add more? Leslie?
So I think it is organized by in the first part, the topic is being stated, and then the second and the third part is where the supporting details is placed, and the last one is a powerful statement says that do not forward the path into the set goal where there is no path from you.
So since Daniel have said that this text, that the text that what we have read is structured and well organized, do you understand the clear message that is trying to think us all about it?
Yes, ma'am.
Now for the last question. Are the words easy to understand or did you find any difficult words from it? Yes, Habet?
Well, for me, it is easy to understand because there is the repetition which is in the title itself, which is the trust. And well, for me, it is easy to understand because it is our responsibility to trust ourselves as well.
Okay, your answer is correct. Now, it seems to me that you really understood the message and you really understood all of the idea included here. But have you been wondering why this lesson connect to our next discussion?
Yes, ma'am.
This will connect to our next discussion as we will identify on how to analyze or examine the text. So, when we say examine or analyze the text, in which part of literature do we use that? To give you a clue, it starts with letter C and ends with letter D. Yes, Denise? I think it is. Okay. Our lesson for today is about critiques. Specifically, the features of critiques such as objectivity, structure, and evidence. So for us to be guided with today's discussion, these are the things that are expected to you to attain at the end of our lesson. Please read.
Identify the key features of a critic such as objectivity, structure, and evidence. Evaluate how these features contribute to the persuasiveness and fairness of a critic. Apply these features through varied creative tasks. Demonstrate appreciation by showing respect to the creator through giving fair and constructive comments.
With this learning objectives given to you class, I'm expecting that you are going to learn something and going to adhere to it. Now, for us to have an organized learning environment, let us read our classroom rules. Respect
Everyone, use words and actions responsibly. There is focus and no phones allowed. Embrace kindness and inclusion.
Now, am I expecting you to adhere to this classroom rules class?
Yes, ma'am.
So remind your classmates that if their discipline as are getting complicated, please remember of this rules using the word rules. Now, let us proceed with our discussion. So today we're going to talk about the features of critiquing. So when we say objectivity means it is based on real life situations, facts, and not just based on your imagination. Oh, I forget. I'm going to let you read one story for today. I'm sorry, class. So we are going to read another text from Jardel Bumlau. So this is an essay. So can you read it for me, class? In 3, 2, 1, go.
When I was 10, I watched A House Dog by Jazel Lunau. We did not have trucks, but we had neighbors. That afternoon in Barbaranda in Batangas, 30 villagers lived at my grandfather's house on ridiculously long bamboo poles. The walls creaked, the nipa roof creaked. Inch by inch and slowly, they lifted this light work uphill, and the laughter echoed as they worked. Surprisingly, no one asked for aid. It was Bayanihan. They told me. Back then, I had not heard the term before, but now, I think it is the most important word in the world. Bayanihan is not a quiet tradition or a second-home memory of rural life. It is justice and quality. Rooted from the Filipino term bayan, meaning both nation and community. Bayanihan literally invokes carrying the burden of the peoples all together. More than folklore, it is a system of solidarity in which survival is not an individual accomplishment, but a communal promise. In a world splintered by inequality, environmental catastrophe, and social alienation, this old Filipino custom remains not a relic, but rather a radical blueprint modern societies desperately need. Bayanihan is not a project nor a performance. Bayanihan is identity. It asserts we exist because we carry one another. I saw it again when Typhoon Ulysses hit, where neighbors rescued the elderly on makeshift rafts made of banana stalks and twine. I saw it in the way communities shared food during lockdowns, in the way strangers helped each other rebuild after earthquakes. It is the quiet courage of ordinary people choosing to stand together, not for glory, but because it is simply what we do. To practice Bayanihan is to remember that no one is truly alone. And it is a thread that brings us into a people, turning a group of individuals into a nation that cares. And as long as the spirit lives, we will always find a way to move forward together.
Okay. Do you understand the essay written by Jardel Bumlau, class?
Yes, ma'am.
So what is the main idea present of it? Bebe?
I believe the main idea present on the essay of David Dumlau is all about the Bayanihan because it is being said also that Bayanihan is not project director for Bayanihan.
Okay. That's a great observation. Now, to further understand and delve deeper about your understanding about these features of Trinity, we are going to discuss about first the objectivity. So I have said earlier that the objectivity presents situations that are based in true life situations and not just based on pure imagination. So based from the story, do you see some examples of the objective in which she presented some true to life experiences? Yes, Kevin?
Yes, I have observed objectivity in the essay. It's like in the first paragraph, but this is the writer had showed the experiences that she had witnessing how they lived in his grandfather's house on lockdown.
Okay. How about the next one? Do you have, okay, Daniel?
So aside from the experience of the writer in the lifting his her grandfather's house, there is also some experiences mentioned here. The typhoon Ulysses where neighbors rescued the elderly, and also the way how the community shared their food during the lockdown.
Okay. Okay, thank you, Blessed. How about from the back? Who can tell me what is the parts where objectivity is presented? Yes, Hannah.
Okay, ma'am, I think some other parts where the writer used objectivity is when she cited that people help each other during lockdowns and to even rebuild houses after earthquakes.
Okay, thank you for that recite class. Now we are going to proceed with objectivity. But before that, let me just reiterate to you what is objectivity. So object So objectivity is about the writer is basing his text from real life situations and actual observations. And it is not just about their own feelings and opinions alone. So do you understand what is objectivity as a feature of critical class?
Yes, ma'am.
Now we are going to proceed with the structure. So based from the text, how is the essay structured? How did the essay start? Yes, Manel? Janelle?
What's the question again?
How is the essay structured?
From the text.
Yes.
So this is here that the text begins with the line with the box. With the theme by any time, of course, we help each other with the name of the other. And it's a representation of
Okay. Will you add more, Michelle?
In the text, it is structured with the introduction, sharing the experience of Russell Bunau about certain active of River and Batangas. Then the author proceeds with sharing what Bayanhan is, so that is the second part of the text, which is the body. Then for the conclusion, the author provided a summary of what the Bayanhan is.
Thank you, Michelle. For the first part of, for the whole story, did you find something that could capture attention? Yes, Michelle, again?
Yes, I think I was able to be hooked, or my attention was caught on the introduction because the author shared a specific experience in which I was intrigued.
Thank you, Michelle. How about in the arrangement of ideas? Did it well organized or logically presented? Yes, April? So, will you add more? Yes, please. Because there are topics that support this. Thank you, Yasli. Now, it seems to me that you understood what is objectivity and structure. So now we are going to proceed with the last component or part, which is the evidence. So evidence refers to the details, examples, or proof that the writer uses to support their main idea. It is not just about saying something is true, but showing proof so that the reader will believe and be convinced. So based from the text, is there any visible evidences that Bayanhan is really happening? Yes, Nasia?
So the evidence supports the theory that Bayanhan happening is which we have mentioned earlier, is that visitors help to live this his like her the writer's grandfather's house. Also the bayanihan and when the tribe uses beach, and also when there is a black dance.
Okay, so those are example of an evidence. So it is correlated with like being objective because it is presenting ideas. So having knowledge about these features gives you an understanding on how to give a fair comments, to have a solid foundation for your own points. And with this, we became objective, true, and credible in giving our comments. So, do you understand the three features of critiquing class?
Yes, ma'am.
So now we are going to proceed with activity to demonstrate whether you really understood our discussion. Please pass all of the materials that we used at. So for this activity, I am going to share to you some situations that are in which you are going to identify whether it presents a structure, evidence, or objectivity. Now, in doing that activity, you are going to raise your board when I say so. So this is not a raise activity. You will just raise your answer and if your answers are correct, your group will gain 2 points. Are you ready, class?
Yes, ma'am.
For number 1. Kindly read.
The essay tells a true story and not just made up ideas.
Please write your answers. In 3, 2, 1. Okay. The answer for number 1 is option For the next one, the
Writer mentions specific events like typhoon news and Trump jobs.
So what's the answer for this?
Evidence.
Evidence it is. Now for the third one.
The writing has a clear introduction, body, and conclusion.
What's the answer for this?
Sure.
Okay. So, for item number 4.
The ideas are arranged properly, so the readers do not get confused while reading.
Please raise your board. The structure. So, what?
The writer based his writings on facts and real experiences.
Please wait for answer. Objectivity. Congratulations, class, because it seems like you really understood our discussion. Now, are you ready for a new activity?
Yes, ma'am.
So this activity will be a differentiated activity. The group 1 will serve as the actors, the group 2 will serve as the artists, group 3 will serve as the reporters, and group 4 will serve as the writers. May I have one representative of each group to come here in front and get their material? So for the additional instructions, the instructions are written on your inside your envelope. So you will be given 3 minutes to accomplish the task. While you are working with your activities, here is our group. 5 points of the organizations are very hard to learn, clear and easy to understand. 5 points if the content has clear examples and details to support the idea. 5 points if the creativity and transportation is very creative, see, and present themselves within the time limit, and 5 points if all the members participated. You only have 2 minutes to accomplish the task. Then later on, you are going to present it here in front. I think 2 minutes is done. Are you ready to present now, class?
Yes,
ma'am. You will be given 1 minute to accomplish that. So since the group 1 is the first to accomplish the activity, they will be having plus 3 The group 2 is done now. Since the second group to accomplish their activity is group 2, they will have 2 points. For the discipline, the group 3 will have 2 points. And since we that the group 4 is the last, they will still have 1 point. So, are you ready now to proceed with the presentation class?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, may I have group 1 to come here in front? So good morning everyone. We will present first. So our presentation will start one. Me having a hard time to answer my answer. Lights, camera, action.
Sure, I'll start by giving okay. Overall, your essay is clear and easy to understand. However, some parts feel a bit developed.
What do you plan?
I mean, these ideas are good, but they could re-explain your thinking. I'm not saying it's bad, just that it can still be.
Okay, how about the structure?
Let's see. Your structure is actually strong. You have clear introduction that presents your meaning. It's organized and easy to follow.
Wow, that's good to hear. What about the evidence?
They added that, so that's where you can improve more. For example, you said here that nights help people reflect, but you only gave a general example about students studying. You can add more specific examples.
Oh, so I need more
Yes, exactly. When you give clear evidence, your argument becomes more convincing.
Oh, I see the difference now. You didn't just say what's wrong. You explained why.
Okay, so yes, that's the goal. Okay, a proper critique should be respected, organized, and supported with evidence that disagrees. Happy.
Let's give the group 1 a round of applause for that. Now, let's create the activity of the month. For the organization, will you grade the activity of group 1?
5.
How about the content?
5.
How about creativity and presentation?
5.
Majority?
5.
Once again?
5.
Now, for the cooperation.
5.
For the next presenters, let us have the group 4. Since we're running out of time, we are going to accommodate for the day.
Hi everyone, we are Warren Carter. So we are provided a short essay entitled The Quiet Strength of the Night. So here is our critic of this. The essay is well structured with a clear introduction, body, and conclusion that make the ideas easy to follow. It begins by presenting the importance of night, then explains its benefits and ends with a summary.
So in terms of its objectivity, the essay is balanced. It shows both positive views of the night, like the peace and reflection, and negative ones, like the fear and loneliness, which makes it clear. For evidence, the essay gives a general examples such as students studying at night and how it affects the stars. However, these examples are not very detailed, so the arguments could be stronger with more specifics.
Overall,
for the organization?
Five.
For the content?
Five.
For Dorothy?
Five.
I'm hearing four. For the creativity and presentation?
Five.
And for the cooperation?
Five.
So since we're not able to accommodate this two groups, which is group 2 and group 3, we're going to only for now the scores of groups. 27. How about the group 4? 54. 81.
28.
27. 25. So for today's discussion, the winner for this is the group 4. 27 points. So don't worry because the group 3 and group 2 will present their activity next week. Now, to test your understanding about our lesson for today, so before we proceed with our next slide, will someone read and explain to me what is the meaning behind this quote by Harper Lee? Yes? Hannah?
Well, the quote is, you never really understand a person until you consider things from his point of view. So in order to fully to understand a person, you have to put yourself in their shoes. I believe that you can't really fully understand a person like 100% unless you have already experienced their experiences as well. However, we can show more empathy by trying to imagine ourselves in their situation in order for us to give advice or to feel or like to provide the emotional support that they need.
Thank you for that insightful answer, Hannah. Now, before we proceed with your assignment, I'm going to give you a speech. Right? But before that, I'm going to let me base our answers on our tree of knowledge to identify whether our two to see if you really understood our discussion for today. So if you are done, you may base your answer on our tree of knowledge. May I request Kevin to read his answer?
It's a good morning, classmates. Today I have learned about how to do interviews. So we have the objectivity, the evidence, and the structure. So the importance of this is that so that we're able to debate the text more carefully and mistakes.
With that, let's give Edwin a round of applause. Now, before we end, let us have a quiz. Please ask. Please accomplish this in under 3 minutes. Are you done?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, please bring out your. I'm sorry, class. Please pass your quiz, and I'm going to send it and bring it to you. Next Today we have discussed about the features of editing that are important when we give our comments about a text. And for now, please bring out your assignment tokens and copy your assignment. Please be guided with a rubric that will be sent on our group chat. Are you done copying, class?
Yes, ma'am.
So that is all for today. Thank you for listening, students.
Goodbye, ma'am. Thank you for teaching us today.